Blue Lock chapter 345 is out, and we've got Karasu thinking Isagi is wrapped around his thumb, as well as HUGO versus Isagi, whose theory will come out on top. The chapter starts off with Isagi on the ball being marked by HUGO. His expression changed. HUGO can sense an immeasurable swell of concentration from him. It's a 1v1. And wait, how did he manage to intercept the ball just now? Did he determine France's attack wouldn't work and try to get the second ball? In any case, he's too far to shoot. Will he dribble it up himself, or will he try to make a forward pass to one of those three in the front line? Rin, Shido or Baro? HUGO tells him to bring it on. Which destiny will Isagi choose? Isagi runs at HUGO but passes the ball to Karasu, and Karasu is shocked while receiving the ball. Isagi says, "Come on, fellow second best." Everyone in the Blue Lock team is shocked. They're cooperating now. Is he for real? Is Isagi planning to join the Karasu-centric system? Karasu thinks to himself, the demon came down to me. Guess he can be cute. Let's go extraordinary second best. As they play a 1-2 with each other, Charles and the other France players are surprised, telling them to hold up, they don't know what's going on. They have to watch out as they're trying to charge down the center. Rin thinks to himself that Isagi's coordination with him doesn't work, so he switched over to Karasu. How dare he try to cut him off? As Rin starts going berserk, there's only 2 minutes left of this game. As Chigiri and Bajra tell them to get up, it's their last chance. The commentator says only 2 minutes of added time left on the clock. Can France's kings run out the clock, or will the Blue Lock Japan challengers catch up? As Karasu runs at the France defense, HUGO runs with Isagi. He tells him he's been waiting for this. You chose your destiny to be your team's dedicated second best. Do you understand now why I've tried so hard to guide you and the Japan team to your true suitability? My dream is to win the World Cup 4 times. To that end, France needs to fight against strong rivals to keep leveling up. In other words, we need the football world's players to follow their destiny. You pass, Japan. Now let's reach our true ending in this showdown between teams of perfect suitability. As Isagi looks over, Karasu passes the ball to Hiyori, and Hiyori passes it to Isagi, who then passes it to Otoya, as Otoya passes it back to Karasu. Karasu takes a touch and passes the ball around to Isagi, who then passes it back for a 1-2. Karasu touches the ball. Hiyori thinks incredible. Just by Isagi coordinating equally with Karasu, Blue Lock is entering a new dimension as Karasu dribbles past the defender. Here it comes, extraordinary, as he backheels the ball to Hiyori. Hiyori thinks, switching over now, the goal is 28 yards away. He can shoot, as Karasu makes the same play he made for the first goal that Hiyori scored. Hiyori thinks, is this a chance to make the same shot as before? No, an even better chance. I can pass to Shido or to Baro. There are so many scoring possibilities. Karasu created this optimal situation. Now choose. The best option is, as HUGO blocks out Baro and Charles blocks out Shido, LAKEY runs up and tells him you may have more options, but in the end, you're nothing but an uncoordinated egoist. As he runs over to Hiyori, if they keep them from making individual goals, you're utterly screwed. As both Hiyori and Karasu are shocked. No way. With LAKEY, HUGO and Charles' individual abilities, one snap judgment was enough to coordinate to shut us down. What level are these guys on? All I can do is shoot. No, they're ready for a shot like before, so my course is too narrow. Damn. As LAKEY runs in front of Hiyori, he took too long to decide. Game over. But Isagi runs over to the side and calls for the ball. Isagi yelling to pass the ball. He could be wide open, but HUGO's metavision is active. Does HUGO have a way of stopping Isagi? Now going through this chapter, we see that Karasu thinks that Isagi is now under his command and actually following as the number 2. Well, in actuality that's not the case. probably just using everyone to devour the number one of this game. And at this point, that's probably HUGO. I would say LAKEY, but I still think HUGO is the best player in the match. So that's probably HUGO that he's trying to devour. And if I'm being honest, I thought Karasu was a lot smarter than this. The fact that he's trying the same thing he did for the first goal, not thinking to himself that France is a team that's good enough to actually adapt to that situation. He thinks he can get the best team under 20 with the same play. That's not really smart of him. I thought really highly of his decision making and his game state awareness, but in actuality it's not close to Isagi's, and he thinks that it's close to Isagi's, unfortunately. But yeah, this was not the move. This was definitely not the move. But at least it brought a new opportunity to the table, and that's Isagi possibly getting the ball, possibly scoring. But I think when Isagi gets the ball from Hiyori, he'll get covered by HUGO probably, or there'll be someone else, and then he'll have to give it to Rin, who in this moment is probably wide open. And then from there, Rin might curl it into the top corner, or it might get stopped. But this is the last chance that Blue Lock Japan has in this match, and I don't think they're gonna score. So either Isagi loses the ball to someone like HUGO, or he passes it to Rin and Rin fails to score, which will obviously enrage Rin, and then that's how the match will end. Probably not though. France might go on a counter, who knows. But we'll see what happens in the next chapter, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.